You know, when you're young, you always have a best friend, and you are blessed to be an adult and still have a best friend. You know, when you're adult, you only have friends or close friends, but best friend, someone you can really trust, someone who you really, really care for, someone who you really respect and you love them. Do you know what I'm saying? A best friend, you know, when you get to adult age, it's kind of hard to keep a best friend. And if you have one, I'm here to tell you today that you are really blessed. But my best friend, when I was growing up in London, going to school, primary school, I was a very young age, very young age, and he was young as well. And it wasn't deliberately done. Do you know what I'm saying? It just happened. You know, my best friend happened to be a white guy. You know, and me and him were best friends for many years. We growed up together. He used to come to my mum's house and eat some Jamaican food, and his mum used to come over, speak to my mum, and they used to go shopping together. Do you know what I'm saying? He was my best friend for many, many years. You know what I'm saying? And my mum always taught me or did teach me from a very, very young age that every human being on this planet is your brother or your sister, and you must love them, Nathan. That's what my mother teach me. And even up to the age I am now, she still teaches me that. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was in my mind, in my way of life from the beginning. So I've never really experienced being racist. I've never been racist. Never. You know what I'm saying? I believe that every one of us are brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I grew up anyway. You know what I'm saying? Even though most of my friends were black friends, you know what I'm saying? Because we used to sit on the block, and the block was a place where all of us used to hang out. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was mostly black friends. Most of my friends were black. There was only one white friend in the pack. You know what I'm saying? It was just all black, and there was only one guy in the in the group that was white. You know what I'm saying? But all of them were black anyway. You know, but still, I always did treat every other color with respect and as a human being. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to believe anyway. That's looking back at my life, that's what I did do, and I believe that I'm still doing that today. I don't look at color. You know what I'm saying? I look at the human being inside. And if I look at color, I say thank God for the rainbow. God made a beautiful set of people. You know what I'm saying? I got Nepal friends. I got Asian friends. I've got white friends. I got black friends. You know what I'm saying? Every race on this planet, Nathan Brown has got a friend out of each culture, and I respect them. I admire them, and I treat all of them like my brother and my sister. It's not because they're black. That's why I treat them. No, 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 no. Listen, I treat everyone as my brother and sister. That's the way my mother teach me to grow up. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to make that clear. But growing up and seeing being treated different, the first time I met a police officer, I actually sat on his lap. I sat on his lap, and he was showing me his whistle and all these kind of things. I was in school that day, and the policeman came round to talk to us about how to cross the roads because we were little kids. You know what I'm saying? Teaching us the Green Cross Code and things like that. And I remember up to now, as old as I am now, I remember sitting on this police officer's lap, and I went home and I said to my mum, that I made a best friend, and she said, "Who's that?" And I said, "It's a police officer. He let me sit on his lap." You know what I'm saying? But as I was growing up now and remembering getting stop and searched by these by police officers and being treated different and experiencing actually a police officer, a sergeant, call me the N word. You know what I'm saying? It changed my It changed my mindset about police officers. You know what I'm saying? There was one time I did hate them. I did hate them with a passion. Do you know what I'm saying? But going to church and knowing God, you know what I'm saying? God's word is that, you know, you mustn't have none space in your heart to hate no one. Do you know what I'm saying? So the hate what I had for them, you know what I'm saying? I had to get rid of that hate. I had to give that hate to God. And I've done that. I can stand here to you today and say that I don't hate no one. There's no one in this world, even my enemies, no one in this world who I hate. I don't hate them. I carry no hate. Do you know what I'm saying? But what puts me off is when young people, or it doesn't matter, young people or old people, I don't care who you are, who's trying to relive this N word. You know, they're calling out this N word, and they're trying to use a word what was curse. It was curse, and trying to use it as a positive word amongst each other. Listen, what is curse? My advice to you is to leave it alone. You don't tamper with it no more. It's been cursed. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, that's why I made up the name called Young Kings and Young Queens, because that's who we really are. Do you know what I'm saying? That's who we really are. And but the young generation nowadays, they're trying to, especially the English now, they're trying to copy the Americans and say one up my N word. Do you know what I'm saying? And just this evening, to be honest, I was speaking to one guy. He comes from London, you know what I'm saying? And he's mixed race. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against mixed race. I don't care what color you are. Let's put it that way. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're from Nepal. I don't care if you're Asian. I don't care if you're yellow, if you're blue, or even if you are rose gold. I don't care what color you are. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to respect you if you respect me. It's as simple as that. And even if you don't respect me, I'm still going to respect you. Because that's the way, you know, that's the way how can you put it? Being godlike. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like godlike. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be religious, but I'm trying to live a peaceful life, and I'm trying to have God into my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I try to live. You know, but what really triggers me off is when I hear the N word. So this guy now, mixed race on the web on the internet, on I think it was Instagram. He you know, we're speaking and we're having jokes on the, you know, talking with amongst each other, and he come up with one up my the N word. And as soon as he said that word, because I know myself, you know, you got to know yourself. As soon as he said that word, my whole body starts shivering, and it starts shivering with anger. With anger, the first thing, not the first thing, but what came into my mind is that I want to knock this guy's head off. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not trying to act like I'm Mr. Perfect. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm far from being perfect, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Look at my history. I'm coming from a place called London. You know what I'm saying? And I've been through it, and I've seen it all happen. You know what I'm saying? I've seen bodies lie in front of me and just die. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? There was one guy who done a burglary. You know what I'm saying? He done a burglary. And his brother and everyone told him don't do the burglary. He went into the house and done the burglary, and the guy who was in the house, the guy was in the house at the time, stabbed him up. He came coming out of the house, and while he was coming out of the house, he got stabbed again, and he died right in front. And I see his body lie down right in front of me. Do you know what I'm saying? I could tell you stories and stories and stories. And these stories here are things where I've seen when I was a very young age. You know, and did it affect me in my life? Yes, it did. It affects me in my life. You can't be seeing these kind of things at a very young age and don't be effective. I mean, being affected by it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it makes me the man I am today. Do you know what I'm saying? It makes me bold. It makes me courageous. It makes me stand for the right thing, peace and love. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen too much bloodshed already. You know what I'm saying? But the N word has to stop. The N word has to stop. And I'll tell you what's happening is that young generation, you know what I'm saying, they're mixing with all different cultures. And the black generation, They are mixing, they got white friends, they got different friends. But then what they're doing, they're teaching their white friends how to say the N word. And you know what I'm saying? So, there's some people who's happy, being friends, but having a bit of banter. They call it a bit of banter to say that, when I'm around you, being you're my close friend, I can call you the N word and you could call me the H word. You know what I'm saying? So they call each other that when they're in the house. But whatever you do in the house sometimes comes out in the public. You know what I'm saying? So when they're out in the public now, they're laughing and they're joking, and they don't think with their mind. They just automatically come out with the N word. And what happens is that some other black guy might be walking past them when the white guy or the white girl says the N word to their black friend, and the black guy ain't gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? And that there can really turn into a violent situation. You know what I'm saying? Because if you find a black person who don't like that N word and don't respect that N word, even if their own kind call them that N word, it can turn into a serious violent situation. I've seen it many times before. You know what I'm saying? I know thugs, listen to me, I know thugs who wear their jeans half off their waist, diamond rings, you know what I'm saying, big gold chains, you know what I'm saying, smoke drugs. I know these kind of people, and you think that they are comfortable with the N word, but if you call them the N word, you will see them change on you so fast that you will have to run for your life. That's how these guys take it. They take it so serious, and I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I'm not none thug, but I'm one of them who takes that N word very serious. The first time I hear a man mention that they call me the N word, I don't care who you are. The first thing I want to do is knock your head off. I'm being real with you. You know what I'm saying? Nathan Brown ain't none saint. I ain't none saint. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do the right thing with God. I'm trying to live my life right with peace and love. You know what I'm saying? But there's some things what does trigger me off. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember when I was working in subways, the night shift, and people come in there drunk and all high on drugs and everything, but they want their Subway sandwich, and that's fair enough. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing the sandwiches for the customers now, and this young black guy comes in the Subways now, opens up the door, want to show his presence to show that, yeah, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I think he was drunk or whatever. And as soon as he sees me, I'm the only black guy in there around the counter and in front of the public. I'm the only black guy. So he says to me, "What up, my N word?" And when he says that to me, like I said, my body starts to shiver with anger. So I stopped doing what I was doing around the counter. I opened up the counter and I walked towards him and I said to him that, "Listen, bruv, you have to leave the shop." And he says, why? I said, "Listen, you have to leave the shop." He says, no, I want my Subway sandwich. I said, "Listen, you ain't getting none Subway sandwich. You need to leave the shop." And I push him towards the door and make him come out the shop. Now, was I right for doing that? Maybe not. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not Mr. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? But that word, when he says that word, and don't forget he's black just like me. Black just like me, yeah? But see, I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Asian. I don't care even if you're rose gold. You know what I'm saying? That N word don't agree with me. You know what I'm saying? And this is what needs to stop. You know what I'm saying? That's why I invented the name called Young Kings and Young Queens, because that's who we really are. You know what I'm saying? We are young kings. We are young queens. You know what I'm saying? And this is the words what we need to use. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to use that name, just use the simple name, my brother or my sister. You know what I'm saying? But the N word has been cursed too much times. Black people's ancestors, yeah, has fight generations after generations after generations, yeah, and still fighting today to make that N word stop. There was a woman, I forgot her name, but she's the time when black people was only allowed to sit at the back of the bus. You know what I'm saying? She refused to sit at the back of the bus and she went to the front of the bus and she got arrested. You know what I'm saying? But since that day, she open up a door for black people to sit at the front of the bus. or to sit anywhere they want on the bus. Do you know what I'm saying? If it weren't for that woman, you know what I'm saying, you never know. Even up to today, black people might be just allowed to sit at the back of the bus. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors, they fight the war. They stand up, they shed blood, their own blood. They got killed, they got raped. You know what I'm saying? And they died for just standing up for us as the new generation. Now, if we understand the history of what our people went through, you know what I'm saying, our ancestors went through, we will no longer call that N word, make that N word come out of our mouth. It's a filthy word. It's a dirty word. And plus, it's a curse word. Keep that word out of your mouth.